Welcome back to our live coverage here from the beautiful surroundings of Bruges in Belgium. We are here for the 25th edition of Tom's Tourney. After that thrilling, nail-biting game between Yaka and the Italian side. We're back to the Open Division 1 here for what is sure to be another absolute barnstormer. In black, we've got the Danish giants Ragnorok against Belgium's finest, Mooncatchers. And we are in for some game today. I'd like to say I'm not going to be alone as well for the first part of this game as well. I am more than delighted to be joined by a friend of mine in the commentary booth. Do you want to say hello?
Hi, thanks.
So Boris from Tom's Tourney is here to co-commentate with me for this game, which is like he knows a lot of these Mooncatchers players very well, so he should be able to provide some more insight than perhaps I'd be able to on my own for this game. What are your thoughts about what we can expect to see from this game?
I know Ragnorok to be a very physical team, very fast playing, and I know Mooncatchers to be really a team that thrives on like a momentum. If they catch an early break, if they can get that first point rolling in, they will be on fire and they will get very far in this game. But I think if Mooncatchers can actually shut down Mooncatchers in the beginning and like making them to like progress on the field, I think this will be really hard for Mooncatchers. So we'll see. I think this is a very exciting matchup, and I'm really excited to see how it unfolds.
Absolutely, me too. This is one that I've had. I had a quick look through some of the games we'll be streaming today. This is certainly one that I had highlighted on my schedule. I'm very much looking forward to it. So we've got Ragnorok in the white, in the black even with the grey shorts. Mooncatchers in the white with the black shorts. They're going to be starting on the right-hand side of the cameras, going from right to left and pulling on defense towards Ragnorok, who will be starting on O. As you can probably see, it's a glorious day here. Nary a cloud in the sky. Mooncatchers start to pull. It's a good pull as well to start with, going towards back of the end zone. It's going to be fielded comfortably by Ragnorok. Ooh, and a bit of a spicy throw. One of the Mooncatchers players calling it down. I think Nicely's claiming that he had his hand under it. And there doesn't appear to be any real contest from the rest of the players. He's going to go to this near sideline, but it's just too high. Seems to just catch the wind at precisely the wrong moment. Mooncatchers will have a start to break. Will have a chance to break almost instantly to start this game. Thinking about the inside out backhand, goes for the scuba for the score. Oh, that's my sort of way to get the ball rolling. It's a break to start for Mooncatchers. It's exactly what we talked about, hoping they can ride this emotional wave.
Sure, and you want to keep your eye on the number 6 on the contact. He's really technical. He really knows the throws. He can huck. He can flick. He can do the scoobers and stuff. So he's really valuable on offense. So I'm really looking forward to see how this will roll. How Ragnorok will cope with this. But this is quite a blow on first point.
Yeah, people who have played with me before and seen me do commentary before will know that I am an absolute sucker for a scuba. And putting out the first point of a big game like this, I am all in for that. I absolutely love it. Not the start Ragnorok had in mind, but still early doors. Definitely still a chance to get themselves up on this. But like as we talk about with Mooncatchers being one of these teams that tends to ride these emotional waves. We'll see if they can continue to do that throughout this game. The pull goes up, another good pull going towards the end zone. It's going to be caught in the end zone and moved forwards. Going to be sent deep instantly. Is it going to stay in bounds? Yes, it is at the front cone. Towing it in bounds for the goal. That was effective. Just getting it downfield, instantly seeing the receiver striding deep. No qualms, happy to put that deep instantly. It's Bjarni, I think, with the goal, number 91. He just seemed to, I don't know what happened, the defence just seemed to lose him. And he just, nice put as well, leading him right to the front corner of the end zone. So we'll get a second shot of this here on replay. Catch on this, immediately boosting it deep, just way beyond any defender. There's no one even in shot of him here. The only question is whether it would sail or trail out of bounds. And you can see they're catching it, putting that left foot as the first point of contact after he catches it. It's comfortably in bounds for the goal.
Seems like there was some confusion in the Mooncatchers team whose it actually was, who was marking him. So that's why he was all alone. The long, good in the corner. I think that was an accurate.
Yeah, just enough. Yeah, just there under it to stay, to give the receiver a chance to chase it down and keep it in the end zone without tailing out of bounds. Mooncatchers choosing not to field this ball, instead letting it roll out the sideline. They will get it from the front cone, but it does give Ragnorok a chance to set up their defence here, and it does seem like they're going with a person look here, forcing towards that far sideline. It's a forehand force for righties.
So Win seems to be putting up, and I think it's coming sideways from the field. So that might give an influence on which side it's being marked to.
Yeah, going towards the camera as you guys are watching it. Maybe slightly right to left as well, but mainly crosswind here. Nice low inside break. It's a lovely throw. Back in towards the centre. Going to reset, 89's got it now. Swing towards that far sideline, 17. It's going to shoot for the end zone. Fastened by very, very close on that D, but not quite there. 51 using all of his big frame to kind of shield the defender out. Make the catch under some tough pressure. Their first O point, it's the first O point for Mooncatchers after they broke to start, and they dealt with it pretty effectively there. It's 2-1 to the Belgian side. Get a second look at this here now. Breaking that, using that lefty around backhand. It is tight pressure from the defender there. It's good effort, but it's not quite enough, unfortunately, for the Danish side.
As long as Mooncatchers can keep this flow going, keep the disc running around, and the defender behind them, I think they're good. But once they get locked up, I think they will have a really tough fight.
Yeah, Ragnorok getting started again here on offense. Not going to have that instant deep shot this time, but they do get a nice open underpass. Get deep towards the sideline, and just a drop there. It seemed like it bounced out of the receiver's hands. Don't know whether he took his eyes off it at the wrong moment. Nice swing towards his near sideline. Mooncatchers wasting no time getting started. Not going to let Ragnorok get settled on D. Oh, the shot's too far. I think maybe the receiver thought it was for a different player. Didn't quite go for it 100% like he could have done. Ragnorok will get a second bite of this. One of the handlers slips over, but he is able to get the reset off. Thinks about the deep, fakes it a couple of times, but in the end just decides to take that reset. The throw goes deep. There's no one by him, but it looked like, I think there was a pick called just as that was about to go up. Looks like I think it was number 1 there who kind of got it, who came across into number 99 just as the cutter began to stride deep. Good call there. We can see him begin to catch up actually. It's number 28 Magnus who was streaking free, but he's not going to get a chance to catch it. Disc is rechecked in. They're going to find the receiver underneath. Little bump on the mark.
The impression that Mooncatchers is getting more physical in defense. They're closer to the man. They're making marking infractions a little bit often. I think they feel that they have to give some more physicality to win over defense.
Yeah, you see it often where teams tend to play. Sometimes they play towards the other style. And Ragnorok perhaps having a bit of rotation with being quite a physical team. Mooncatchers playing up to that as Ragnorok, again, just another drop. Just falling out of the receiver's hands. Fakes a backhand. Goes for the hammer towards the end zone. It's going to stay in bounds for the goal.
That is beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. That is just You could see in his mind he was thinking about it, and in the end he did choose to uncork it, and my word did it pay dividends. Mooncatchers have taken a 3-1 lead here. You get a second look at that on the replay. It's a beautiful hammer. The trajectory is wonderful, arcing back in towards the receiver, making the comfortable clap catch for the goal on that far sideline.
Yeah, and with it departing straight into the wind, I think that was actually a really hard shot to take, but worked out pretty well. See?
I think you're right. It's because it was so well executed, you just didn't see how.
It's 3-1.
But yeah, because of the wind, because perhaps you don't quite see the wind, you can't quite see the level of dip, quite how difficult that throw was. But that is not an easy throw, believe you me. But he just made it look so effortless that he almost didn't question it at all, which I think is testament to his skill as a thrower. Mooncatchers getting ready to pull here. Using that relative home field advantage. That ball's going to come back inbounds.
Feels like Mooncatchers is putting up some kind of poachy D, like.
Oh, the disc goes. There's a defender there. Oh, it looks like he baited the receiver into going up a bit early. I think it sparked the receiver there. Couldn't quite bring it in. Mooncatchers have a man streaking deep, but choose not to hit him. Decide to holster it instead. They've got the disc on the far sideline, and the still count beginning to rise. Take the wise decision to reset that into the centre. And continuing that break around here. 17's got the disc. Fakes the deep. Nice around backhand there, breaking the fourth with that wide pivot. Lovely to see. 42's got it, and he'll recycle it into the centre. There's a foul on the mark. I think he was playing for that, knowing that perhaps it was going to come, throwing it anyway, knowing that he could get the disc back. A wily veteran move there. Six as the disc now is going to go for that blade towards the back corner. That's going to sail and float. And there's two Ragnorok defenders there, and between them they mop up the trash and get it out of bounds. What do you think he saw with that throw?
I don't know. I think it was more like throwing it into the end zone, hoping it wouldn't float too much. But I don't know. I wasn't too sure about it.
I think maybe just underestimating the degree of difficulty there, perhaps.
Yeah.
Ragnorok getting the play started again. Ooh, a bit of physicality on the bid. Was that a bit late there? Ragnorok player shaking it off. And putting it deep as well. Fasten by is there. With three Ragnorok players there. Fast is the one to catch it for the goal. Close the gap to 3-2. I think maybe the two just kept tangled feet as they went deep. Seemed incidental from here. Didn't have the best view of it. Unfortunately, when you have those shots go deep, that is going to happen sometimes. It's not quite what you want to see happen, but it's it is a bit of an inevitability sometimes. They've closed the gap to 3-2. Get the replay now on your screens. Yeah, I think maybe just got their feet caught together. And but there are three Ragnorok players there. So even if those two wouldn't get it, you'd probably think that Ragnorok would get it again at the second or third attempt. Ragnorok getting ready to pull from that far sideline, knowing that the wind is going to push the disc towards us. This will run at the back of the end zone, and Mooncatchers will gladly take it from the front. Slowly striding towards the front line of that end zone. There's a man going deep. As Ragnorok.
Zone defense.
Yep.
Zone defense by Ragnorok.
Looks like a 3-3-1. There's kind of 3 flat men at the front, letting the disc go laterally, trying to prevent upfield movement. 3 in behind, playing the American football style linebacker role. And you've got this deepest man at the back here, trying to hoover up anything that goes beyond him. Try and bait a throw into that window. Nice catch there by 89 with the outstretched right arm. He's going to take the reset. There is the swing on this sideline, but I don't think Mooncatchers want to swing it over the way over here. Rather keep it on that high side. They do take it now, however. The disc just floats again. Maybe that's what they were worried about with that shot. Just the wind getting under it slightly and pushing it over the receiver's head out of bounds. We saw that with the first point in this game when Ragnorok tried a similar thing, swinging it towards this near sideline, the wind getting under it and pushing it over the receiver.
I think this is quite a good Ragnorok to start letting Mooncatchers make the fouls and make the overthrows.
Good adjustment by the Ragnorok receiver. It looked like it was perhaps going to be overthrown, but he saw that he wasn't going to get it at the first attempt, what would have been his first attempt, and adjusted and was just able to snag that away from the outstretched defenders before they could get there. It's an excellent read and good adjustment there. We're going to have a look at this now on the screen. Nice bid from Mooncatchers on that first swinging pass. It's the backhand with a bit of inside out into the goal. It takes it over the defender. You can see him make the adjustment and get it just about at the second time of asking. Ragnorok have levelled it up now, but they are still a break of serve down as they did start on offence, but it's 3-3 now. The sun is out on full blast here at Tom's Tourney in Bruges. Fully t-shirt and shorts weather now. Ragnorok ready to pull. And that is a huge ball. The question is whether it sits before it goes in bounds. Oh, he's caught at the back of the end zone. Ragnorok with a chance to put a lot of pressure on early here. Going again with that zone look. We've seen a lot of teams use a similar thing to this already. Nice little low release backhand through. He's going to pop the hammer over the top. Defender just can't quite locate it. It's unlucky for Iskya. Mooncatchers now slowing things down now. Making it around the back. Looking to get little handler movements through. As the swing to this near side, that one is comfortably caught. No problems there. Fakes that through. Little scuba again. The second one we've seen from him today. Takes the reset with nothing upfield. And he's going to get the disc back almost immediately. There are little pockets of space, but they're so narrow. Mooncatchers seem to be doing the sensible thing and just resetting it around the back for the meantime. Lots of fakes. Again, Mooncatchers happy to lose yards in order to keep the disc moving. Theory being they'd rather keep the disc in a worse position than lose it in a better position. Ragnorok doing an excellent job of stifling anything downfield. There's no options there. Trying to siphon everything through the middle, and so that all they're able to do is really get these swings and dumps behind. Not able to gain any yards here. And just calmly resetting it around the back. This is what Ragnorok want, trying to frustrate the Belgian handlers. Not giving them a chance to really get any flow going. Nice swing there. Finally getting some positive movement. But again, they can't make any use of it and they stagnate and they slow down.
They should pace up more. I think the moment that they stand still and they have their mark on 3, I think it's get very difficult for them to get out of it, and they have to go backwards. But this is good.
That was a nice throw. Putting it over the top, leaving the defence on their heels. That's a nice little blade down the line. The deep defender's got a choice. He goes to cover the far side, and it's just a little feathery forehand into that far side of the end zone for the goal.
I think even under the circumstances, Mooncatchers never looks like they're under stress when they're throwing. They seem so calm on the disc, just swing around, even losing yardage. I think this is really cool play.
Absolutely. I would agree with you. There's that forehand shot down the line the first time round. And then with the deep defender split, not sure where to go. He takes the receiver on his right hand shoulder. It's a simple little feathery forehand down the line for the goal. Mooncatchers retaking the lead now. It's a 4-3 margin in their favour. After a quite frenetic start here, pace has slowed down a bit with just a few zonal points. Maybe that's what they wanted. Try and take some of the air out of the sails of their opponents, knowing that Mooncatchers are a team that does like to ride the wave of emotion, maybe slowing things down. Be to Ragnorok's advantage. Doesn't gather that pull cleanly, but it was not dropped, so there's no worries there. Ragnarok trying to scythe it through. Instead taking the extra pass. Huge blade down the pitch, just over the head of the receiver. Very ambitious, maybe a bit too much so in the end. Not quite coming off.
This was really hard with the wind blowing at the underside of the disc. It's really, really hard.
Yeah, pushing it towards the camera, trying to get enough edge on it to get it round the defender and to stay in bounds, but without pushing it over his intended target's head. It's not easy. Mooncatchers take the swing. Like the give go upfield. Big purposeful fake there. Defence clamming in, but a little pop into the cup. It's a short crash. A little scuba over the top, I like that. Need to maybe continue it around, but instead just get another pop over towards that far side though. If you want to be trapped on the sideline, that's where you want to be. Ragnorok beginning to get loud on the sideline. Perhaps tempting to think something could be coming here. Nice hammer over the top of the defence. Mooncatchers off to the races. Got the disc in the middle now with number 42. And he's going to dip back into his toolbox with the hammer, but maybe he should have kept it closed. It did sound like there was maybe even a tip on that when it was released. But either way, it did not come off as planned at all. It just never got any air under it at all.
I was going to say they were doing this really clinical, but then the blocked hammer came.
Yeah, it definitely is blocked. You can see, saw it there on the replay. Nice play. It's really difficult to get a block on those. And that is a huge block in the lane. Number 99 is all over that. Just completely smothering it, never getting a chance. Great awareness and great timing as well to jump and get the block. Not his man at all. Recognising the play and disrupting it before it even had a chance to get started. Mooncatchers pick up the disc here just beyond midfield. The short stoppage, but it's resolved. Just comes in on nothing, and there's a violation. I think the Mooncatchers player on our near side here, number 42, moving just before still count had been restarted. Just make the same move again, then they do take it this time. Nice switch as well by the Ragnarok players. Oh, he's going to put the hammer out again. He's clearly got his eyes set on it, and this time it pays dividends. He found a target he liked the look of, and absolutely launched that hammer. One-on-one coverage to the tall receiver, was able to get it into that space beyond the defender. Lovely throw, nice vision. Just a break again for Mooncatchers. They've taken a 5-3 lead now. Going to get a second look at the hammers from the halfway line. Hammer full over half the pitch by the time he catches it halfway into the end zone. Huge grab going up with it 2 hands as well. You've got to love that throw, don't you?
I do, I really do. It's just like, you know, number 51, he's their real target man for Mooncatchers. And you know when he goes deep that you can really count on it. And then when such a throw comes off, he can really box out his defender and go for the easy grab, which he did. I love that hammer. And under these conditions, I think this is really wonderful play. It looks like indoor, in a way.
Good old indoors. As the wind begins to kick up a bit now, so it's a good job he got that hammer in when he did. Iceky's got the disc now for Ragnorok. He's just going to swing it around the back and he gets the disc again. Good defense here from Mooncatchers. Picking out wide, nice catch as well. His hat comes off in the process, but I don't think he'll mind. Instead just chooses to reset the disc with no continuation downfield. Iceky's going to laser that deep. Great bid as well. Number 89 coming in for the D that time, but it looks like there's a call. Perhaps a foul there. These are going to talk. They're going to talk it out. It's number 10 backer guard, who was the intended target. Asking Fasten by what he thinks. We're going to get, we and all you guys at home are going to get a second view of this here. It's difficult to know exactly how much contact, if any, there was, but it does seem like it's been uncontested. So backer guard will get the disc here from 0. He's going to take the reset. It's a bit low, but it's scooped up off the turf. Well, that throw's going to sail. There's a couple of people under it. He just dives just before the backup could get there. Unfortunate stuff from Ragnorok. Mooncatchers off to the races, lasering that flick deep. And he makes the catch. Slides on one knee, looks a bit awkward doing it, but they all count. Mooncatchers, this is what you talked about, getting on that emotional high, riding that wave. They break again for a 6-3 lead.
They see that Ragnorok was doubting after the turnover there. They were for a second they were like stunned that there was an overthrow, and then Mooncatchers made good use of that, going for the fast break, and they did. And looks like the receiver was fumbling a little bit, but then he caught it in the end. So good point.
It doesn't matter how clean they are; they all count as long as you can hold on to them. Looks like there's a timeout here, I'm assuming by Ragnorok. What do you think of this timeout call here?
I think this is a huge benefit for Mooncatchers. They're really on a momentum here. I think Ragnorok needs to rethink about what they're doing and how they're going to take this, because this is a 3-6 lead. We're 25 minutes in, so we're halfway down. I think this is becoming hard for Ragnorok.
So what would you change if you were them? Would you perhaps think about doing a different offensive or defensive strategy maybe? Maybe just playing a bit looser?
Yeah, I got the impression that Ragnorok is really trying to speeden up things. They're really throwing too fast, looking for risky options, and they're overthrowing too much. They're making the faults. I don't think there's any real defense done by Mooncatchers. They're really only overthrowing themselves. So I think they should make safer plays and find holes in the Mooncatchers defense, because there are holes, but you need some time to find them.
Absolutely, especially if you're a slightly mercurial team like Mooncatchers that does have these ups and downs. If you can just almost flatten them, just not give them a chance to really get energized and get going, it can really affect their mental game as well. We're going to get Mooncatchers to pull here. We'll see how Ragnorok respond after this timeout.
Let's go, Moon! Come on!
Both sides ready. Looking for a backhand blading pull, looking to make it difficult to field, but it is done comfortably in the end by Ragnorok. Getting his body behind that, nicely done. Underrated skill, that fielding the pull. More zone by Mooncatchers. Nice scuba. This goes centered back into the center. He just moves it onto this near sideline. Ooh, a high release backhand over the top. Going to try and toe the line. I can't see whether he does from this sideline or not. It doesn't look like he does. It's another turnover.
That's what I mean with picking safe plays. This was a really risky play again. Trying to be fast and then just overthrowing it over the line. And this could have been avoided.
Yeah, that high release blading backhand as well, just to throw such a high degree of difficulty. They've shown that they can throw scubas effectively, and that probably was a more effective idea there. We're coming back in towards the receiver rather than over his head. Attacking that just shy of the front cone. Looking to recycle it and just pop it in. Still going for the big swing across. No one's going to get there except the Mooncatchers player number 99 with another score. They are beginning to pull away from the Danes now. 7-3 to the side from Belgium. They're in the absolute ascendancy now.
I don't know if you already mentioned it, but this is the game in the power pool, so this is the top teams from the first pools, and they're playing for first position in their pool. So the winner of this game plays quarterfinal in a really beneficial position. So this is worth fighting for, and I think Mooncatchers is well on their way to take that good spot.
Yeah, Mooncatchers have been one of these teams that's been a perennial. Both these teams, in fact, have been perennial attenders for many of the top European tournaments around. But both sides looking to progress to a level that perhaps they haven't reached in a while. Mooncatchers certainly, on the strength of this performance, look like they're ready to make that next step.
Definitely, yeah.
Discussing about what tactics they want to do on defense. If I'm Mooncatchers, I'm going to stick with that zone because it looks like it's frustrated Ragnorok, but we'll see what they do. It's a nice pull. Going to go land just on the end zone line. Again, fielded comfortably by Ragnorok.
Just give risk. Hoping they will throw in a way. They're not really right now.
They're just basing them almost, begging them to get thrown. This is here in the middle. Ragnorok seems to be working it down without any trouble at this point. Going on this sideline. Oh, that's just a bad mistake. Just overthrown. Just tried to go for the quick throw and go, and Peter just doesn't quite execute it effectively. Just overthrows it, which is a shame because the receiver was open in space. Chance another break here for Mooncatchers. Ragnorok forcing towards this sideline. Receiver sees it late, but is able to adjust and make that grab. Disc is sent back into the middle. 21's got the disc now. Happy to lose yards to get towards that high sideline. Wind's died down a bit now. Big purposeful fake. Receiver wide open, he's going to catch it and get the quick offload. Mooncatchers looking ominous here. Reset towards the sideline. The creative break, nice IO break of that low backhand. It's going to sit a bit. The defender gets there just in time. Bit of contact, not intended. Just a result of chasing down the play. Backhand off goes. 77 recycles it back into the middle. Swing it back towards the sideline. Mooncatchers showing a willingness to lose yards here, perhaps to then open up more deep space later on. It's a strategy I quite like to use. Oh, he's going with that high backhand. Is it going to come back in bounds? He's caught it and going for the greatest. It's well defended at the second attempt. I think it's the man who's written down on my roster as the Eel getting the block, which is an excellent nickname. You can see why they're just slithering through the Mooncatchers players, seemingly out of nowhere to get the D. Do need to credit Mooncatchers though. Nice attempt on the greatest, even if it wasn't caught. You love seeing that hustle and that want. Down the sideline, nice tight catch under pressure. Ragnorok working it just down that sideline, grinding it. It's not necessarily pretty at the moment, but it is proving effective. Nice IO break off towards the dump. It's back a guard. And again, utilising the IO lane there, go to Ice Gear until he gets into Spark for the goal. Wasn't the easiest point they'll ever have. But they'll be happy to get back on the board after a bit of a dry spell, closing the gap to 4-7, but Mooncatchers do still lead by 3 here. That's more like it for the Danes.
Yeah, I think they're playing safer. They're keeping low to the ground. Not too many high throws that can float away. I think this is better play.
Yeah, here's the greatest attempt. He does let go of that before he lands. Had it been caught, it would be a valid greatest. But there's the eel slithering through, using all of his length to get the disc before the Mooncatchers players could. Lovely attempt though. Here's a nice little scuba there from Ragnorok, getting things into the middle. And they're very effective with that backhand force, utilising that inside-out lane with that high release. And then he talked about those low releases being effective. There was one there for the score in the end zone towards that far sideline.
I'm curious how Mooncatchers will take this up. Like, will they keep going for defense, or will they just try to play this out point by point, try to get 100% offense?
Yeah, there's about 15 minutes left, so if you can be safe, you can play it out, but it's not a foregone conclusion by any stretch at this point of the day.
I think they're counting on a zone defense by Ragnorok and really wanting to stay behind the disc with a lot, but this is unfortunate.
Yeah, they got the look they wanted there, but the throw was just too far for the first receiver, and the second receiver wasn't able to quite get there while keeping his feet in bounds. Nice spirited little stoppage here. Now the Mooncatchers player to tie up his shoelaces. Nice IO backhand break. Nice recognising by the player, by that dump defender. Come off to try and stop that flick going. Another inside out backhand. Face the first one. Mooncatchers defenders flying all over the place to get the blocks, but they can't do it that time. Ragnorok break back, closing the gap once again. It's only 2 points now. They trail Mooncatchers by 7-5. Here's the replay. Being really effective, using those inside-out backhands to get there until eventually the defenders just get lost in coverage, worried too much about that break side. And in the end, it was a fairly comfortable score for the Danes. If you're Mooncatchers, do you think about perhaps changing your force on defence, seeing that actually forcing backhands, the Danes have proven very adept at utilising that inside-out backhand to move the disc in towards the centre of the pitch? Yeah,
there's no doubt that Ragnorok has technical knowledge and they know how to play disc around if you give them a chance. So I don't know what they should do on defense to alter that. Maybe force them forehand, or they should like have Ragnorok play those high throws, long throws. I think there's more risk in that than giving them the easy bouncy backhand.
Yeah, they were able to frustrate them for a while, but in the end, Ragnorok's patience told off. Mooncatchers now coming out on offense. More zone from Ragnorok, again trying to bait those perhaps slightly dicey throws from the Belgians. Takes that lefty backhand, takes the reset. Nice, threading that through, scything through the cup there. Get it towards that sideline. There was a blade option down the sideline. Wisely looked it off that time. That's how they've got themselves into trouble before.
Number 89 here with the red hat. He's really doing well against the zone. He's really making them have to choose between what they're doing. He's trying to bait them into stepping forward. I think he's doing a really good job. Mooncatchers is solid swinging around. So.
That's what they say you want to do against zones. Either be marked by 2 people or no people.
Definitely. Yeah.
You'll either you let someone else free or you're free. So if you can do that, that's always good. Mooncatchers finally getting a bit of flow, showing that how sometimes it's beneficial to go backwards so that you can then work forwards again on those strikes. And as Ragnorok advance. Space on this near sideline. And Byers recognise that though, he's going to clamp up on it. Big backhand fake. Just centering it into the middle now. Bit of air under that, but with no defenders in the area, that's not really a problem. Wind beginning to just blow slightly stronger than it has been before. Shouldn't really be that much of a problem, but the sort of wind where you have to concentrate on your throws. Otherwise you could get in trouble. There's a huge gap between the deep and those middle players here. Interesting to see if they do try and take that shot. It is there, but it does require that level of execution, which would be tricky.
Mooncatchers seem to not mind throwing around the whole day. They're in the lead. They're 2 points ahead. So if they can win some time by just swinging around, getting free options, I think they're perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, in a format like this where you don't necessarily have to score the last point to win, you can really effectively drain clock, especially in these shorter games. Well, there must be said, Ragnarok's defense is allowing that, trusting that eventually they're going to get the turnover on one of these, on maybe an overthrown swing, or just almost out of boredom. You tend to get these a lot of the time, where players just get so fatigued and frustrated with not going anywhere that they may end up making a bad choice. There's a nice hammer over the top, soaring over the defense. It's reeled in nicely. Get the disc more towards the sideline. Mooncatchers getting a bit of former momentum. Cheeky travel there, perhaps taking a couple of extra steps, but he resets his feet. No problem, no harm done.
You saw that Ragnorok was pushing them to the far end corner, and then when you start thinking like they're getting trapped, you get this overhead, this huge upside down, and then they're just free again, and they can start all over. So.
Yeah, I don't think Ragnorok necessarily mind putting up those big overheads where there's a slightly higher degree of difficulty, and with slightly unpredictable wind, you never know when they could catch it. Oh no, that's what we saw. That's what we talked about. Perhaps Mooncatchers getting fatigued or a bit bored. Nice, the second one of those we've seen, a nice block in the lane. One of these under defenders recognising what's going on and able to jump up and get his body on the line to get the D. The reset's not quite coming off for Ragnorok, but there's a nice throw there. Magnus has got the disc on this far sideline now. Just tantalises that high release, doesn't go for it. Behind him with a disc now on that far sideline. Well, he does go for the hammer, but
That's a drop.
I can't quite see if it's behind the hammer. Don't think he can quite reel it in.
He had it, but he fumbled it, I think. It was a really hard catch, so low to the ground. So
Yeah, I'd like to have a look at that on the replay.
Coming in so hard.
Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, you're right, he does get his hands there in time, but so low to the ground, there's just not a lot of margin for error, and if you can't gather it cleanly, you're not going to get a second chance at it, and that's what happened there. Swings back into the middle, the wind beginning to pick up now. This is where the zone could play dividends for Ragnorok. Nice backhand through, bisecting that cup. Mooncatchers choosing to get what yards are available to them, not trying to force it, happy to work back. Transition to a person look here from Ragnorok. So they're going to be a bit more aggressive about forcing these turns now. Nearly works there. It's just out of reach. The defender knows that he's not going to be able to get an effective bid on that, so chooses instead to set up straight for the force. So the hammer gets the flick down the line. Toes it in, another blade for the goal. It took them a while, but they did finally make the hold. What seemed like an endless point. Great patience shown by the Belgians there, though.
Yeah, it was very well played, very clinically finished also. Just down the line, the whole line. It was really good. And a real blow for Ragnorok right now.
Here we are. I think the Ragnorok players almost seemed to switch off, not sure of whether his feet were in bounds, but they were, and that when the defender comes out to take the force rather than the runner, he's able to just effectively blade it around him for the goal. So often you see when teams play that really patient offense, by the time when they do get those fast break gauntlet opportunities, they're not able to take them because they're in the wrong mindset, but they're able to play it around the back so efficiently and so calmly that when they did have that opportunity, they were ruthless about taking it. They did not hang around at all.
So Ragnorok 3 points down, 7 minutes to go. This is really hard.
It is not over yet, though. As long as they can get these 2 points in before the hooter goes, then they can score that last point and take this to sudden death, or universe point, or double game point, whatever your preferred turn of phrase is.
I think Ragnorok will be looking for a quick score now.
I thought so, and there's the deep. It's going to be too far, though, I think. Bakkegaard isn't able to reel it in. He did have steps in his defender, but the throw was an absolute bullet, just too far, and he can't catch up to it. Not a terrible look, but just the execution not quite there that time. Mooncatchers will bring this to the front of the end zone. Going with a vertical set here, 2 handlers back. That's about 15 yards downfield. Open up with a simple underneath throw. Looks for that up the line throw. As the handle mark sags off. Able to break it towards that far sideline. Travel called. 89 with the disc as we hear the sounds for 5 minutes left. Number 6 on this sideline. Fakes deep. High release flick over. That's going to be risky. Nice block by the defender. I think it's number 18, Svark.
I think he actually missed it, and then the guy from Moon, Wallast, he just dropped.
Yeah, whether he got a touch on it or not, he did enough to put the receiver off, and sometimes that's all you need to do. Well, that throw is going to sit. There's people right on the side, and they do call it in. Excellent footwork, right on his tiptoes, making sure that there's just maybe 1 or 2 blades of grass between him and the line, but that's all you need. The Eels got it now. Working it through. He's going to go back. Oh, it's just behind the receiver, and it's too low. He goes to the ground, but he can't quite scoop it up off the turf. That's gutting if you're Ragnorok. That was your opportunity for the goal right there. Nice switching by Ragnorok. Picking up a miscommunication off the original stack. Slides to make that grab with one hand. Before's got the disc now. Does find that inside forehand lane. He's going to shoot deep. The defender's there. Oh, he just misreads it. Maybe went up with it with the wrong hand. That's gutting for Ragnorok. Mooncatchers take a 9-5 lead now, and with less than 5 minutes left, you get the feeling that's probably game over for the Danes.
Yeah, I would have loved this to be a universe game.
Yeah, when Ragnorok have managed to get things to click this game, they've looked so effective, but all too often they just haven't seemed to ever get in a rhythm.
I'm just wondering, Mooncatchers didn't do that many Ds. It was mostly like wrong throws, miscommunications.
We're going to get a look at this D down here. I think he does get some palm on that actually, yeah, before the receiver gets there. Nice play. And here we are, trying to get that toe in down the sideline. Get another look at that here. Can't quite see where the line is, but it's excellent footwork, and you can see he's right on his toes there. Nice scuba over the top from Ragnorok. Trying to cork things open. Oh, just an unfortunate drop there from Ragnorok. Perhaps moving a bit too quickly for their... Maybe his brain moving fast on his hands. It's not quite set before he was looking at the next option. 77's got the disc now for Mooncatchers. Nice little dump cut getting up the line. Catches the lefty backhand. And he's going to fire that flick into the end zone for a goal. It's a 5-point lead now for Mooncatchers. 10-5. And what we saw the team come back from 6 goals down last game with about 2 minutes left on the clock. That really is game over now for Ragnorok, unfortunately, in this format. Just feel like they never really quite got going, which is a shame. But all credit to Mooncatchers. They've done a really good job of pressuring and forcing Ragnorok into these mistakes. And when they have, generally they've been very effective at punishing them and turning them into breaks. Belgian team in white, Mooncatchers. Going to start this point on defense, pulling to Ragnorok in the black on the far side. Sorting out what they're going to do on defense and maybe after the turn on offense. Ball goes up, it's good. Blading towards this sideline, but it will sit in bounds. Caught comfortably by Ragnorok. Trying to get the disc moving quickly, not give the Belgian defense a chance to set. Low throw is caught. Dicey proposition than perhaps they wanted it to be, though. There is a player on this near sideline. It looks like the deep realised just in time what the threat was. Are they going to shoot that deep? But it's mopped up effectively by Mooncatchers. Swing to this sideline. That's launched deep. And it's picked off in coverage under a lot of pressure by Magnus.
Meanwhile, time has passed, so this will be the last point of this game.
Yeah, this format, whatever happens, when the hooter goes, and that is the last point, unless it would result in a tie, in which case you would play the one more. The Eels got the disc now. Nice inside break. Caught with a low hand. Right palm outstretched. Bit of a bump on the mark. Stallcamp will reset here from that foul on 0. Doesn't look like it's being contested. He's going to continue that break around. And they try it one more time, but this one's not effective. Falling sadly to the turf. Oh, a huge foot block! Out of nowhere, the eel. Using all those long limbs to good use. He had his back turned to the handler, but he just instinctively stuck a leg out there. Got a huge piece of that block and then was mopped up as well by Ragnorok.
Second direct block on the 42. Let's hope not guessing it.
Yeah, whoa, there's a monstrous foot block. Let's have a look at that again. Oh, look how using every inch of those long legs. That is insane. So that's an incredible play. But they can't make anything of it, and Mooncatchers do have it now, working just down the field to cement this win here. Oh, that's a soaring blade to the break side, and a great grab by number 51. That will seal the win. An 11-5 victory for the Belgians here, Mooncatchers over Ragnorok. What are your closing thoughts on this game?
I think this was a good game. Although it was, I think Ragnorok made too many mistakes by themselves, like unforced errors, and I think Mooncatchers really played it well, really made profit from those errors, and they played it clean and patiently. So I think this is a really deserved win by Mooncatchers, who were more solid.
Absolutely, a very complete and comprehensive performance. That's it from us for now. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back with our next game. Don't go anywhere.